What is up, toy freaks? Welcome to this episode of the Pickups. I love the smell of Micro Machines in the morning. It smells like victory. All right, first thing I got is this Micro Machines Collector's Edition Series 1 Corvette, limited to 20,000 pieces. It is the Manta Ray Experimental. It's a little bit larger than a typical Micro Machine. The hood opens, and they made a bunch of these. I want to say they made about 20 different Corvettes, and they're all like secondhand toy dealer would love this packaging. Clearly see the toy. It's at an angle. You can turn it around. It's got a back window. I'm sure he's like, man, that's crazy. But yeah, very tall packaging on this. I got this at my local flea market over at the flea market on Main, actually, for $2.50. Now, these aren't very expensive. They're only like $8 to $10. But yeah, what a way to start the week. All right, so I'm trolling through Facebook Marketplace one night, and I see this lot. The guy's like real close. He's like 5 minutes away. You know what I mean? Like super close. And he's got this bag of Micro Machines for $10. And I thought, well, that's a pretty good deal because I wanted these rally cars. These by themselves are probably like $8 a piece. But, you know, to get a couple extra, why not? First thing is this Hot Wheels. This is not actually a Micro Machine. It's a Speed Busters, a Hot Wheels Speed Busters. But it is kind of neat. So I'll keep that one. And then this is a Road Champs, a 1986, 1987 Road Champs. But it's a Ford Mustang, and I don't think I actually have a Ford Mustang in the Road Champs. I always come across the Corvette and the Porsche. So I'll probably end up keeping that one. So that's great. We got two cars that aren't Micro Machines that we're probably just going to keep. Couple patrol vehicles. This one's broken. But these are the later releases. These aren't the Galoob early line. These are the later line after Hasbro bought Micro Machines. And you can just kind of tell they look... I don't know. They just don't look as detailed. Like, this is supposed to be a Jeep. I don't think it looks as good as the Galoob Jeeps, in my opinion. But, yeah. So that was part of some type of patrol set. This is the Beach Patrol set minus... I think there was a boat or a helicopter or something that went with this. But you can kind of see... You know how the modern Micro Machines that Jazwares did were kind of curvatured and they were kind of caricature-like? That's how these kind of are. Typical Hasbro. But there's like an SUV, a truck, another Jeep, and then a 4Runner. But really, like I said, the star of the show here is these rally cars, which I think are super cool. We've got, they say AP 100, 200, and 300 on the side. There's 100 in green, 200 in orange. And then this one's pretty cool. 300 in the red and white. But yeah, I just thought they were really cool. $10 for the whole lot. I'm obviously a vintage 80s, early 90s Galoob Micro Machine fan, but never pass up on the later release Hasbro ones because they do have a little bit of value and the line was kind of dying at the time. So that, in my opinion, they're a little bit harder to get a hold of and they're a little bit harder to find. So yeah, just very happy with this for $10. All right, so quick story time. This is Triclops from Masters of the Universe. Earlier in the year, a friend that I work with, she bought a box at a garage sale for like $12 or something, like a massive box of Masters of the Universe. Came with a half boot Skeletor. I posted the video on this channel. You know what? I'll leave a link to that video or a clicky thing right at the end. So if you want to see all those Masters of the Universe figures, you can. But as I was sorting through that box, I found this ring. And I did not realize that it went to a Masters of the Universe figure like Triclops. Dark Warriors for ring for Trapjaw and a bunch of other characters. But I didn't know what this was, and I just was like, hey, I gave it to my daughter because she likes these kinds of little tchotchkes. And for the longest time, I'm like, hey, can you find that? It belongs to a Masters of the... And she's like, I don't have it. Well, she was cleaning out her room, and thank God she found it because this stupid little ring is worth like $30 or something. But it's nice to have the ring back with the figure as God intended, and it glows in the dark. Let's see if we can turn off the... There we go. Look at that. Oh, gosh. 80s technology, it glows in the dark. All right, I got this at Goodwill today. It was $10, but it was half off. This is a bag let me rephrase that. This is a $5 bag of action figure goodness. You see we got some Ben 10 in there. What else do we have in here? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, look at that. There's a Chewbacca from 1977. Let's open it. All right, so right out of the gate, we got some of the Imaginext figures. I'll just put these in a bag and put them in like a tub or something. But you got AT Driver, yeah. R2-D2, this is a Hot Wheels Micro Galaxy. The Ben 10 figures actually sell. Not only do people love these figures, because they love the show Ben 10, but these figures are kind of known for being really good quality and having lots of points of articulation that figures this size probably shouldn't have. Like they've got some joint shoulders. This one doesn't have elbow. This guy's got like wrist. So they're just really good quality figures. And then, of course, I bought the whole bag for $5 just because of this 1977 Chewbacca. Heavy wear on the figure. Nice and played with figure. Some kid loved this back in the late 70s and early 80s, and I love it too. So I will absorb this into my collection. But, you know, I spent $27 at Goodwill today. These figures should be about $20. And I got a bunch of Nike shirts and other stuff. So, yeah, I will offload the Ben 10, keep the Chewbacca, throw everything else in sort of my own private little toy box. But yeah, let's check out some of these other 3.5-inch PVC figures. So like in any bag of these toys, you're going to find some broken ones. So we're just going to throw these away. It's Michonne from Walking Dead, but I don't know her name in Marvel. Got some Knights of Ren. This was kind of a bummer. Obi-Wan. But yeah, so we'll get rid of those and we'll take a look at the ones that were intact. All right, so these are kind of cool. We got Chewbacca, C-3PO, Wicket, Jawa, R2-D2. I don't know this person's name. Looks like a Knight of Ren, Lando, and Finn. And these are really nicely detailed. You know, when you try and look these up online, they just say 3.5-inch Star Wars figures, or they'll say Cake Topper, or they'll say Disney Store. But I thought it was interesting that these don't actually have dates on the bottom, so you can't really date them. But what I thought was really cool was that there was like an Anakin, and then there was a Qui-Gon and a Darth Maul, which these lightsabers obviously are very sort of rubbery, so they had a tendency to like bend. But yeah, those were the Star Wars figures. Very good likeness of Maul right there. Very cool. All right, and last we have some Marvel stuff. There's a Jetpack Trooper from Star Wars. I forgot that he was in there. Didn't even see him. But actually, it's a really nice mold. So I don't really know what these are for. I don't know if these were blind bags or whatever. But there were some Avenger ones. You know, there's a massive Hulk figure. There's supposed to be an Ant-Man right there, but it broke off. You got Star-Lord, Captain Marvel. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if these were blind bags. You got Shuri from Black Panther. There's Gamora, Groot, and then Captain America. Nice likeness. These are like really nice quality. They're not even figures. They're more like statues or statuettes. And then this Iron Man, like it just pops because it's all like metallic looking. So I will probably keep this and put this in my game room as shelf candy. But yeah, anyway, that was that bag of figures. $5 for the whole bag. Isn't that incredible? All right, so I was at the thrift store today and I saw this box of Lego, right? What is this? The Junior's Easy to Build race car thing, right? And then I looked at the top and it has a Star Wars manual for set number 75169, which is, you know, the duel on Naboo with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan and Darth Maul. But it was $5. I'm like, who tapes this up like this? Now this manual is ruined. Okay, this manual is no good. There's no way. It's already ripped. But I thought, for $5, we'll open it up and see what we got. You know, maybe there's old golf balls or pencils in there. Maybe this Lego set is actually in there. And if that Lego set is actually in there, that's like a $40 set. Although I don't really care about the pieces. I only care about the minifigures. But yeah, we're going to open this up and see what we got. Man, they taped that up for sure. All right, so here we go. See if we can cut through there. It's hard to do one-handed. It was 99 cent for certain tags, so it looks like a war zone here. So let's do this. I should have just cut this open. All right. Yeah, this manual is a goner. It's unfortunate too, because if the set was there, I would have kept the manual, you know. And you guys are like, oh my God, hurry up. You suck. You suck at this. All right. All right, hold on. Oh my gosh, that was a pain. All right, so here we go. See if our Lego set is in there. Our Star Wars set, at least. Oh my God, what a pain. All right, so okay, we got a Minecraft. That's not the worst thing ever. We got a Steve minifigure. Got some printed pieces there. Base plate. Yeah, I always got to have some Minecraft and some non-Lego nonsense in there. What's this? So I get Duplo. I knew there was Duplo in here. A Ninja Turtle. A motorcycle. All right, let me get this sorted and we'll see what we got. All right, so I just moved a couple pieces. Found the Obi-Wan, and I found Darth Maul's headpiece. He's a Zabrak, so he's got these spikes. So that is a good sign, and found another Minecraft. So there might actually be 2 sets in here. I'm going to get this sorted. Okay, so I sifted through the box of Legos, and this is sort of what we got. We got some parts, which is always good, but there were some Minecraft minifigures in there, just some parts and pieces I needed. These little DC characters, I want to say these are like vehicle fighter something or others, but unfortunately this Catwoman's got a big crack in the side. But I think I just needed this headpiece to complete another Catwoman that I have that is not complete, so that was cool. I got a Flash torso. This was kind of weird. We got Hulk hands. You know, like, what do you know, like Step Brothers or something? I took the liberty of ordering some parts off of Bricklink to complete the Duel on Naboo set. So I did get some parts and pieces that I may need in the future. And then this really awesome Iron Spider figure. I just needed one of these appendages, so I went ahead and ordered it. So now I have an Iron Spider complete, and this figure is really awesome. I love that figure. It's one of my favorite Spider-Man figures in my collection. But let's check out this Duel on Naboo playset. All right, so here's the playset. I was only missing a couple pieces. This curved piece, this little gold piece down there, and then I had these little 2x2 circle tiles in black, but I did not have them in gray, so I just ordered them in the gunmetal gray. And we got ourselves a nice complete set. Now this is supposed to represent the Duel of Fates, the duel on Naboo with Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, and Darth Maul. Very pivotal scene, the most important scene in Star Wars. And we've got a couple play features here. The first one is by activating the Technic piece, it opens this ray shielding. Very famous from the movie where Obi-Wan gets caught behind the ray shielding. Now they used the lightsaber blades here. I wish they would have made a translucent, I don't know, like door piece that you could put in there that would actually represent it a little bit better, but I guess it works. And then down in the exhaust port, there's like a launching pad. You push here, you can hear it, and it's supposed to launch Obi-Wan out of the port so he can attack Darth Maul. But we'll take a look at that real quick, and then we'll break down these minifigures, take a look at the minifigures. Essentially, it's supposed to go in like this, and then you hit the button, and Obi-Wan's supposed to come flying out, like in the movie, just like that. The real problem is that when you, like, if Darth Maul is standing here, like he is in the movie, you know, even if he's standing on the last set of studs, the ray shielding has a hard time opening. Like, it's like right there. But if you remember in the movie, he was standing about here and he drug his lightsaber across the edge, and now you can't open the ray shielding. So this playset just needs to be a little bit bigger to accommodate all of the figures. And then down in the bottom, I mean, I guess we got like a power generator or something. I don't know. Like, all this is probably not needed, but it's probably there to accommodate the Technic part where you move the ray shielding. But let's look at the minifigures. All right, so here are the 3 minifigures that come with the set, and I like them all for different reasons. Here are the lightsabers. They went with the the silver hilts almost a gunmetal gray, not the chrome hilt. You know what I mean? Like if you know Lego Star Wars, you know what I'm talking about. These are okay. They look nice, but I prefer the chrome ones. That's just me. So let's start with Qui-Gon. What I like about this figure is the leg printing. I love the hair piece. And what's crazy is he's got his sort of fighting grimace on, but his dual expression, they literally gave him the moment he got stabbed through the chest by Darth Maul. That is a crazy facial expression for a minifigure from Lego. Who knew Lego was so dark? We got Obi-Wan Kenobi. Again, nice leg printing. I love the Padawan braid. He also has a dual expression, a determined face, and an angry face. And last but not least is Darth Maul. This is a great minifigure. But Darth Maul always wears black, so it's hard to kind of do something fancy with him. But the robes look nice. The belt looks nice. The pouch looks nice. He has a pouch on the back. Pouches on the back. And then, of course, he has this Zabrak headpiece that Lego made. It looks very nice. Obviously, with Darth Maul, you're not getting a dual expression. But those are the Lego minifigures that come with this set. I think they're all great minifigures. They all look really, really nice. All right, so you guys are not going to believe me. I was at the thrift store today, and they had another one of these Lego boxes. And this one was $2.99. Now, it was the same store. It was a St. Vincent de Paul, but it was a different location. Now, it's giving me a little bit of reservation as someone's already ripped the tape. So someone's taken a look already in here. It feels like it's about half full. So let's get this open, and we'll see what we got. How weird is that? How random. 2 of these boxes in one, like it's like a week and a half. All right, so here we go. All right, so halfway through, that looks broken. Trash. Get some of this. There are Legos in here. What was that, like Bratz? We'll see. Yeah, so this is much more of a junk box than the other one. But, oh, look at that. Check it out. Space helmet. Awesome. Okay, so I'll get this sorted and I'll figure out what's going on in here. All right, so this box ended up being a bust. These are the parts, you know, I don't know, maybe like a pound or whatever. The parts I'm going to keep, I'll add these to the parts bin. We got a minifigure here. This is an old firefighter uniform shirt. The legs for this are actually gray with the gray T-bar piece. So I'll swap that out and we'll have a firefighter, which is okay. A Pirates Native Islander, I think is the actual term for this. I wish the rest of that was in there. That's a cool figure when you have it complete. And then a Lego Pirates Monkey. I think the original monkey piece was one mold, but then they changed it, and you're supposed to put little hand pieces in there, in the leg pieces, to give the monkey a little bit more playability. All right, so it'll look like this. You put the hand pieces in the leg pieces. The way I explained that wasn't very clear, but you know, you give the monkey a little bit more articulation with the hand pieces there. So these are always cool to get. These little guys are worth about $5. So, you know, that pays for the box. Not bad. All right, I'm sure you guys are tired of Lego, but I picked these up today at the thrift store, $10. They look like they're pretty much minifigure rich, and I was very excited. There's some Batmans, a bunch of stuff in there. What we got here? Looks like Lego Pirates. You got, I saw Sloth from the Goonies. That's like a $30 figure. Each one of these bags was like $10. So that one figure will pay for the whole thing. There is a Batman box in one of these. There it is, right there. This is the Riddler and Batman robbery set. So hopefully that's in there. There's some more pirates. So, but you know what? Oh, that's a sick cape. Look at that. Oh yeah, there's gonna be some good stuff in here. I got a good feeling. We'll save this till next time because I don't want to overload you with Lego. And yeah, guys, thanks for stopping by this episode of The Toy Freaks.